Week 4 of the freezer pantry meals as part of the 3 Rivers Challenge. This has been so great. I've got a freezer empty and I've got my pantry organized, but let's look at this week's meals. So out of the freezer I took ham and sausage and hamburger sirloin steaks. I used canned tuna, eggs, potatoes, cabbage, sweet potato, chow relish, pasta, cheese, and corn. So on day 1 we had baked ham, sweet potatoes, and I got this on sale. It was in the freezer, so I needed to go ahead and use it up. And I had to buy some cabbage at the store for my chickens, so I picked up an extra one because I have really missed having fresh greens. There's that ham I baked. The sweet potatoes I did in the microwave, and this was such a delicious meal. I fried up some cornbread. So the only thing I purchased was the cabbage, and it was delicious. Day 2, we're going to make a sausage, egg, and cheese quiche with some sausage I had in the freezer. I had the pie crust left over from Christmas. I pulled up the cheese out of the freezer, and it's a very easy recipe. Just put the pie crust in a shell, brown your sausage. I put a little bit of sausage in the pie crust. I added 1 cup of sharp cheddar cheese. And then I'm going to go back and put another layer of sausage on top of the cheese. This is delicious for supper. I love this, and then whatever's left over we have for breakfast. So there's the remainder sausage going on top of the cheese. And then in a bowl, I'm going to be cracking 6 eggs. Thank goodness my chickens are laying again. I have 1 cup of half and half that I'm going to be adding to this, and a teaspoon of garlic, salt, pepper, and then 1/4 teaspoon of dry mustard. And that goes in the mixing bowl, and then just take my whisk and whisk it up, breaking all those eggs up. And then this will be poured over the quiche. Now you can change this up if you'd like to add in some peppers and onions or ham or bacon. There's just so many different varieties that you can make with this, but I wanted to use the sausage up that I had in the freezer, so we did sausage, egg, and cheese. Now I just give it a little tap on the counter, and then I'm going to top it with the other cup of sharp cheddar cheese. And that's basically it. We're going to bake it in a 350-degree oven. It took mine 45 minutes. My oven is a little slower than most, so I would check it after 30 minutes, make sure the center is done. And then we serve this with fruit. My dad and husband had peaches with theirs, and I had orange slices. And it's just a good supper. I love quiche and fruit for dinner. On day 3, I just pulled out some tuna out of the pantry and had tuna salad. I used my chow relish. I had canned tuna, mayonnaise. I boiled some eggs. I had some celery I needed to use up, and we had a delicious lunch of tuna salad and crackers. Day 4, I had a surprise visit with the grandkids, so I just whipped up together some spaghetti. I had cans of spaghetti sauce, and I just cooked up the noodles for the grandkids. This is one of their favorites, and this is a quick go-to meal for these sweet boys when they come see me. Day 5, we had ham, potato, and corn chowder. I wanted to use up the rest of that ham that I had baked, and I went to use it, and my hubby had eaten it all. So I'm going to be using potatoes, cream cheese, onions, cream of bacon soup. I had some country ham in the pantry, so I pulled it out. Eggs and corn that I had canned up. There is a package of my frozen ham broth out of the freezer, half and half, and you do need a couple of tablespoons of cornstarch. So I'll go over this. It's a delicious soup. It's very hearty. So in the pot I am melting up that ham broth. I've got my onion chopped, and I'm just going to saute that in some butter. I added the garlic kind of last. And then I've got some potatoes chopped up. I think I chopped up about 8 potatoes. And then I chopped up some of that country ham after I had cooked it a little bit. So in my Dutch oven, I've got the ham broth, 4 cups of water. And I'm going to be adding in that chopped up country ham and the potatoes and let that simmer. Then I'm going to open up a jar of my canned corn that I put up this past summer. I'm going to take that block of cream cheese and cut it into chunks, and then once this comes to a boil, I will be adding the corn and the cream cheese. Add the cream of bacon soup to the pot. Alright, there's the cream cheese all cut up, my 1 cup of half and half, and I did add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch to that half and half, and that will thicken up and make it nice and a thick chowder. Now you do need to stir frequently to break up that cream cheese. It just gives it such a good rich taste. And now I'm adding in the half and half, and I'm going to just give that a stir and just very, very lightly boil it. And once your potatoes are done, your soup is done, and it is so delicious. I love ham, potato, corn chowder. It's one of my favorite winter soups. I just shredded some cheese on the top, and then I had some leftover pastry rolls in the refrigerator. So I rolled those crescent rolls up and baked those. Day 6, quick dinner. We had a lot going on, so I pulled out 2 sirloin steaks from the freezer and some instant mashed potatoes. Now I like to thaw these and cook them right in the skillet, a cast iron skillet, using garlic, butter, and Worcestershire sauce. In my skillet, I have melted the butter, I've added the garlic, and I'm adding the steaks. And I cook these on kind of a high, medium high, and I cook them for 4 minutes on each side. And then while they're cooking, I just keep sauteing them with that butter and garlic. Now these steaks were salt and peppered and a little Worcestershire sauce before I started cooking them, and they are delicious. And that is a very quick supper. I just made up that pack of mashed potatoes, and we had a delicious meal. And I forgot to take an after picture, but here we are flipping these over after 4 minutes. Always a good hearty supper. Now this brings the month of January to an end. I will be continuing this through February, although I don't think I'm going to produce weekly videos. And I do want to start shopping again and hitting some sales to restock. So here's what I really loved about this challenge. I have saved a bunch of money, I'm telling you, from doing this. And I really loved the meal planning. I will keep that up. I got a freezer cleaned out, and I got my pantry inventoried. So during the month of February, I will continue the meal planning. I'm going to be eating out of the pantry and trying to use up some canned meat that I had from 2020 and 2021. So I'm still going to continue this, but I don't think I'll do weekly videos. But if you hit the notification button and you join my community tab, I will be posting ideas for meals from the pantry on the community tab of my channel. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Jessica at 3 Rivers Homestead. This is an awesome challenge. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, friends, and have a very blessed day.